What's up, world? This is Nakata, the author of Heart on Break. There it is right there. That's my new book. And if you're not familiar with the book, the content of this video will get you familiar with it. Today's video, I'm talking about the need for men to be single in order to work on their purpose. Now, a lot of guys have contacted me, and women too, and they're asking me, why do I need to be single? Why can't I do it in a relationship? And the reason you can't do it in a relationship is because if your goals are unaccomplished as of right now and you're in a relationship, then the relationship is not helping you accomplish your goals. That's the reason you can't do it. Because once you change your mode of thinking must become, hey, I will do anything to accomplish what it is that's my purpose. If you're not thinking like that, then you're not going to achieve what it is that you have to achieve for yourself. Now, I also understand that within the concept of purpose, a lot of men still need to find out who they are. And I talk about that in the book as well too, because that's an important component to understanding where you're going to go. Because a man needs to have a vision for himself in his life. And a lot of men are mistaken if they think that they're going to get involved in relationships with women who, by the way, sometimes are damaged from their past relationships, and they do not have a vision and expect for her to follow your lead. It's just not going to work out very successful, none whatsoever. You can ask any great man in the history of time. Women are definitely an important component to our overall success because we do need that love. We do need that family feeling. We do need that sex. We need all the things that women come with. However, when you're young and you did not get a chance to work on your purpose during those early years, I'm talking 13, I'm talking 14, I'm talking 15 years old, when your father should have been taking you and showing you these things, when you should have been preparing for your rites of passage, or what I like to call it, preparing to fight your lion. This is a very important component towards becoming a man. Because when you're 13 or even 14 years old, as much as you want to get into girls, if you are led in a different direction to be disciplined, if you are led by some leadership figure to find yourself, to understand how important your purpose and your role in life is going to be, then you're going to value yourself incredibly high. And when you begin to value yourself incredibly high, you will know that certain things are going to lead you astray. And once you figure out the things that are going to lead you astray, you eliminate them. See, but the thing is, many men don't have fathers. Many men don't have media influence that is telling them, hey, you are special. You have greatness within you. You're unique. You have something about you. You have something about you that's different from anyone else. Most boys are not getting this. And they're not getting this from their parents who claim to love them more than anything else. And the reason for that is because of the culture. And so here comes someone who is saying something different. I'm saying, hey, if you've got a lot of women in your life, like I once did, calling, texting, and being in contact with many women simultaneously, and you think that's cool because it strokes your ego, you're being distracted. The minute anything else in your life becomes more important than accomplishing your purpose, you begin to die, literally. You can have children. You can have what seems like the perfect woman. You can have the nicest car, the biggest home. You can have all the status quo, status things that people search for and look for in life today, but still feel empty if you do not have purpose within your life. That woman of yours will eventually drive you fucking nuts because in your mind, you know that something is missing. And this is a process that when boys do not get to go through a rites of passage, they start looking for love outside of themselves. It's important for us to build that love inside of ourselves first because look at the society that we live in. Women don't even wear any clothes anymore. Once we get activated sexually, it's a hard thing to turn off, which is why it's so important to get it at a young age before sex comes in the picture. But I know you're thinking, what about me? I'm 35 years old and I still feel lost and I still feel confused and I have children and I have all these different things going on in my life. I tell you the same thing that I would tell a young boy who's 17 years old. Drop everything. Drop everyone. If you do not know where you're going right this very moment, take a fucking break. It's that important. It's a life or death situation. Because listen, people are not dying from being happy. They're not. But they're dying from being stressed the fuck out because they do not know what it is that they're doing in life and they don't know where they're going. It's worse for men because a woman can find a good man who's a good leader who can help her and show her different things. But men, on the other hand, I mean, how many of those stories have you heard about a woman saying, oh, I did this for him and I did that for him, and he still peeled off on her? Why? Because no matter what anyone does for a man, until he finds himself, it means nothing. Until he can go on a path that is true to him, it means absolutely nothing. So, of course, I'm talking about celibacy. Of course, I'm talking about digging into your past, going in your background, looking at your parents, looking at how you were raised, because these things matter in how you view yourself. That's an important component that I share in the book. But most importantly, you have to take the break, especially if at this very moment right now, there's something that you want that you have not accomplished yet. You got to take the break, and you've got to be able to set yourself up. So that way, that's the thing that's most important to you. So when a woman does come into your life, she sees that you're headed in a direction already. She doesn't have to question what you will become or who you will become, because you are already doing that. That's what women want. They don't want you to turn your life around and make it all about them. Some of those women who like attention, they'll tell you that, but they'll discard you in a couple months after they get tired of you. You'll never get tired of chasing your purpose. That's guaranteed. And once you begin chasing your purpose, you know why you're here. You don't need a woman to tell you. You don't need a woman to make you feel anything but love. And you will be willing and able to accept love from a woman. You will be willing and able to give love to your children when you understand why is it that you're here. Once you could dig deep into that, once you could figure out all the things that have been stopping you along this path. You know, it could be that you had no father. It could be that your mother worked too much. It could be that you came from an environment that was just stifling you. Drugs, guns, all the foolishness that's in America. It could be that you watched too much fucking TV that influenced you to be like Randy Macho Man Savage or something like that. Whatever the false superficial ideas about you that you collected in your life, once you know that that shit is not really who you are, you ain't gonna want that anymore. And I guarantee you that. This book right here is a book for young men of all ages. And I'm talking about from 16 to 44, because we're still pretty young. And what it means to you is that you have to set yourself aside. You have to value yourself so much that you are not willing to give your time to anyone else until you know what it is that you're working towards. A woman can't help you if you're not working towards anything. I guarantee you that. And she's not going to feel better about you for making her the top priority in your life if your life is not together. I definitely want to invite more men to join the movement. You can follow me on Facebook. The page is Heart on Break. You can go to heartonbreak.com and get 100,000 copies of the book to distribute to young men in the community and to older men as well too. I'm in my 30s, and there's certain things that I'm learning at 30 and 31 and even 32 years old where I'm like, why didn't I know this before? Why didn't I? Or maybe I knew it and I ignored it. Why did I ignore it? These are things that I had to figure out on my own. Your woman's not going to help you do that. She's just going to help you feel good. And you want to feel good, but you want to feel good after you feel good about yourself. This is your boy Nakata. Be sure to check out the page, Heart on Break. Be sure to cop a copy of the book, Heart on Break, at heartonbreak.com. Hit me up, leave comments. Let me know what you think about this movement.